Yeah, recording. So this has been pretty cool. It's some of the stuff that's rated difficult, it looks like it would be extreme, but once you get to it, it's actually, you kind of just put your foot in one position on the gas pedal and leave it there, and then just kind of steer towards, you know, ways that you can split gaps. Of course, I might be going a little too slow in some of these spots, but I've never really done this before, so I think I'm doing pretty well for having never done it. Sonny over here is being the ultimate good sport. Whoa, did I hear a woohoo? I'm betting that that was a woohoo, that I said she was being a good sport, not a woohoo to the actual activity. She just laughed in agreement. Well, you know, if I wasn't worried at all about rolling, I'd take my helmet off too. But I'm also worried about making a vlog. That actually reminds me, there was somebody posted a thing in one of the Motovlogger forums talking about how they don't like when people just ride around and talk about something, like they're like, you know, oh, I got arrested, and then they ride around and they talk about their story about getting arrested. Or, you know, like, oh, I crashed, and then they ride around and they talk about the crash story. And I think a lot of that's in how you title the video. I get the whole, you know, using misleading titles to make your video kind of clickbait. But, I mean, sometimes you crash and you didn't have it on film and you want to tell people about it or talk about it. And a lot of people want to hear that kind of thing. And I think the guy that was complaining about that, he really only wanted to see vlogs that had stuff happening in them. And I think he's kind of missing the point of vlogging. Vlogging is just video blogging. Motovlogging is video blogging on a motorcycle. And one could argue that it's also vlogging on a four-wheeler, three-wheeler, truck, car, you know, any of those things, because it's motorized vlogging. I don't know if moto stands for motorcycle or just motorized. I would argue that it stands for anything with a motor, even though it's generally accepted as a motorcycle thing. Anyway, I think he's kind of missing the point of it. So vlogging is just video blogging. So, and blogging is, you know, telling stories, talking about your opinions on stuff, you know, via text on your, you know, on your blog website. So vlogging is, it's really at its core is about telling stories, talking about current events, you know, your feelings on things and stuff like that. And I think what he's looking more for are action videos, which are just as fun. And there are a lot of people that get a lot of views on action videos, super retards, super mofuls. There are a bunch of, particularly in the supermoto world, a bunch of people that are really great and have a rabid following making nothing but action videos. Well, kind of music action videos anyway. But I think like I said, I think he's kind of missing the point of what vlogging is. And I think a lot of people would rather watch a video where people talk about how they feel about things, because I know in my case and most of my friends that vlog's case, I see a lot of people kind of interacting, talking about the stories, telling similar stories, or, you know, how they feel about topics that are covered in the vlog. Watch out for this tree. Watch out for this tree. So anyway, yeah, I just, that was something that came up the other day, and I was thinking about that, and I just wanted to oh yeah, last night we were coming down out of the Rocky Mountain National Park, Which, by the way, if you come to Colorado and you want to go to the Rocky Mountain National Park and you don't like dealing with a million tourists, they don't appear to close. So go there at like 6:30, 7 o'clock. Most of the dumb tourists have left. So I mean, the people that are there still seem plenty dumb to me, but there are less of them, which is always good when you're dealing with stupid people. Hold on, this is a little tricky here with this tree. I'm gonna go up here and over around this and try not to hit that tree. Anyway, so yeah, it was a lot cooler. There are some parking lots where you normally have to park and take a shuttle up to because they're full. They were not full last night. There was plenty of parking. Some of the trails, you know, you guys know I got a sort of bum leg. So we were looking for some of the little bit easier trails. And there's one that's really easy, but it's around a really cool pond. But because it's really easy, it usually has a million fucking people on it, people in wheelchairs, old ladies, shit like that. And I think we saw 6 other people the whole time we were there. Oh, don't hit the tree. So that was pretty awesome.
On our way back down, we saw the elk.
What'd you say?
On our way back down, we saw the elk.
Yeah, on our way back down, we saw so many elk. We saw more elk last night than we've seen the entire 5 other days that we've been here. There were 2 big buck elk. They weren't huge, but they were big. That were sort of fighting. I think my thoughts were that they were siblings and they were kind of play fighting because they weren't hitting each other hard. Got it, video, son. But it was cool. There was definitely like the clacking of the antlers together, and they would make these kind of cool like squeaking noises. It wasn't like their bugling call. It was more this kind of high-pitched squeaking noise as they were doing it. And then there were a couple girls off to the side, girl elk, you know, female elk. And they were just kind of hanging back watching, like, all right, you 2 dummies fight it out. We'll bang whichever one of you wins. I could handle that, but it's definitely a little bit sketchy. I'm pretty good at finding routes. I think I'd be a pretty good fucking rock crawler driver guy. Mr. Rock Crawler Driver! This one's to you, guy who goes over rocks. Mr. Big Ass Rock Crawler Driver! That is a nice view. Yeah! Salt. Rock!